Treasure!
A skeletal arm reaches upward, grasping at empty air.
I lean in and examine the arm.
It lunges at you, violent fingers grasping only air.
Strength persuasion. I yank the arm out from between the rocks.
Now free, the arm thrashes furiously. It doesn't relent until wriggling out of your grasp. The arm hits the sand and goes rigid. Its wrist rotates like a compass needle, a single bony finger pointing toward what?
Better equipment. Okay, what am I looking for here? Well, whatever it is. I don't know what the skeleton's hand was pointing towards.
Intriguing. How did noxious bulbs end up here?
Game just auto-saved.
That, of course, was so many years ago now. I can hardly remember the smell of his skin. Oh, but I've told you about that many...
Oh, that's not ominous at all, right there. Dead bodies. Oh, that reminds me.
Aye, the giant takes notice of its charges. Ask away, Shield. Indeed.
Okay, quickly.
The air out here's a damn sight better than in Fort Joy, eh?
I tell Fane I'm a bit lost. What does he think we should do now?
I've still got a contract to fulfill. But after that, getting the hell off this island sounds good.
Eyeing the weapon casually resting on his side, ask how many contracts Fane has fulfilled.
Ifan begins counting on his fingers and muttering to himself. This goes on for quite some time.
43, give or take.
Good to know. Nod non-committally.
Indeed. That's pretty much how I feel about it, too. What else do you want to know?
One sorcerer to another. Wonder what Ifan thinks of the Divine Order.
Not much, I'll tell you that. Why? What do you think of them?
I answer with a scholarly response, saying that they've certainly strayed far from the ideals in which they were founded with.
Huh. Sharp eyes, lad. But they can't keep the likes of us locked up too long, I'll wager. Come on, let's poke around and see if we can sniff out some blind spots in their surveillance.
Quite right. Do seek my counsel. I highly recommend it.
Ask the Red Prince what we should do next.
Nothing's changed but for our surroundings. We're still on an island, in dire need of making for the mainland. Perhaps we simply ought to hug the coast in search of a ship. Of course, I'd much appreciate it if we managed to find Bahara first.
Mentioned I'm intrigued about the color of his skin. How did it become red?
Oh, don't tell me you've never heard the stories. The tale of my birth has been a bedtime staple for years. A dinner party favorite.
To say, I'd like to hear it from the Red Horse's mouth.
Cute. Very well then, listen closely. One day a red sun rose, turning the desert sands into a blood-colored sea. When my mother, roused from dreams, beheld this crimson dawn, she knew the time had come and promptly gave birth to me.
Okay.
The sun rose to its zenith, but there settled, refused to descend towards the beckoning dusk. Instead, she hung there for 7 days and 7 bright, starless nights, so enamored was she with her little red prince. Indeed, I've been a married man since the day I was born, for they call me the spouse of the sun. She who is all life and beauty, she whose colour I wear not in cloth, but in skin.
I tell him it's a beautiful story.
Isn't it just? A beautiful, beautiful story.
He laughs wryly, baring rows of shark-like teeth.
There are those who believe that little legend, you know. I'm not one of them. To tell you the truth, I've no idea why I'm red, but I do fancy I was rather lucky to be born a prince. My heritage made people celebrate my uniqueness. Had I been common-born, they might have just drowned me in a well.
I guess I can agree. He may well be right. His appearance makes him look slightly demonic after all.
Demonic, indeed. Didn't take long for that particular cat to come out of the bag now, did it? Meager brains think meager thoughts. They sully the air like offal. I prefer to keep my distance.
Don't think he liked that response.
I'd say we should stop to talk, but I'm swamped.
I look around the bleak surroundings and ask her what she makes of the place.
Don't make much of it one way or the other, but the farther we get away from the joy, the better. There's got to be a way off this island.
I tell Luis there's something on my mind, ask her if she has a minute to talk.
Sure thing, Chief. What's up?
Look at her with concern, tell her her eyes are looking worse.
She bats her eyelashes coquettishly over black eyes in grey sockets.
Just for you, Chief.
So you want to talk about what happened with Elf Salia?
Okay. I don't. Look,
Okay.
just... I know it was bad, okay? I know. You don't have to tell me. I'm sorry. I just want to move on.
Okay. So let's stealth. Oh. Good thing too, because I'm seeing red outlines now, indicating there is something over here to hide from.
They're already dead. They will not be mourned.
Killed by what though? Oh, more skeletons.
You hear a dry cackle from the platform above. Turning, you see a rickety corpse staring down at you.
New bones clattering around the mire. Our master will be pleased.
Master? Is she a thrall of a magister?
The skeleton laughs, its ribs shaking and clacking.
No, we were the prisoners of Brachus Rex on this isle. Playthings to his will, victims to his foul experimentation. The red-robed jesters seek out his toys, but the pups are nothing to us. Alas, our royal master died and left us to rot. Now we are promised a future by a new master, a master we serve by choice, not by force.
I mentioned out loud my wonder about who this master is. I'd like to meet them.
Sweet thing, so young, so fresh, so ignorant. You do not seek our master, he shall seek you. Alas, he will not find you in this world, but perhaps in the next.
Heal yourself!
Okay, so now there's someone else. I figured that these people were working for the witch person who attacked us at the beginning of the game on the boat. Oh, I need to come back this way.
The serenity in the eyes of the granite statue seemed to infuse the air around the shrine. This place feels like a refuge from all harm, a place where fortune favors the fleeing. For the first time in what feels like forever, you feel safe. You know this is the statue's gift. You know the feeling will not last, but you are grateful nonetheless.
I close my eyes and silently thank the statue for its fleeting gift.
You feel the statue smile. You feel it embrace you. You fall into the most comfortable darkness.
Anyways. What is up here?
Loping up behind you, Ifan leans in to whisper in your ear.
Let me do the talking here. This one's expecting me.
Okay, wave him forward.
The hooded man exudes an aura of restrained menace. As he raises his head to speak to Ifan, the hood falls back, revealing the gleaming bone visage of an undead. They speak in urgent whispers. Suddenly, the undead's bony claw pulls an elaborate crossbow from seeming thin air. It appears to be enveloped in misty shade. He proffers it to Ifan, along with a single rank-smelling arrow. Before you know it, the crossbow and arrow are tucked away in Ifan's backpack, and the conversation ends with a curt nod on both sides. Ifan knocks the crossbow with an arrow. He hoists it up to his shoulder, a satisfied smile brightening his face as he stares down the shadow-swirled stock. Raising an eyebrow, he holds it out for you to try.
Care to fire the first arrow from Shadow's Eye?
No, I hand it back to him. Ifran should fire the first arrow, not you. Or not myself.
Ifan shrugs and raises the crossbow again. He lines up a shot at something fluffy and indistinct far away. He fires. The arrow soars long and far, whistling a dusky tune as it flies against the breeze. It hits a rabbit dead on, fletchings quivering with the impact as the blood runs into the soil. Ifan nods and retrieves the carcass.
This bow will help against Alexander. And so will you. A good weapon's one thing, but there's nothing on Rivellon like a good companion.
I respond with a scholarly response, recognizing the aphorism as one of Lucian's own, and reply with another. The most powerful weapon of all is a man with a friend to strive for.
With a smile, he claps you on the back, before packing up the crossbow once more.
Friends, eh? Well, let's hit the road, friend. I'm sensing we'll need to be good weapons out here.
He spins on one heel and begins to stride onwards, keen eyes scouring the environment for any dangers. He turns to wave you along, eyes glittering in the swampy gloom.
Okay, so what did he get? This is it. And it's better than what he's using. Ooh, wow, that's a shit ton of accuracy on it. And it grants him something called Chameleon's Cloak. Grants you the power to blend in within the environment as if invisible. Invisible for 2 turns. Nice. Can't talk with the undead
The hooded
anyways.
man exudes a restrained menace that near matches your own. As he raises his head, the hood falls back, revealing the gleaming bone visage of an undead.
Ah, one of my own kind. Be not frightened of me, brother. There's far worse than my bite in this quagmire. Though I see you hiding behind a mask. You ashamed of who you are?
I say I'm proud of who I am, though it takes some effort in the current moral climate.
He laughs, a dark and crackling sound that seems to make the ground vibrate underneath you.
Around here? You'll be lucky to last a day, regardless of your personal feelings. But maybe I can help you out. If you've the coin. Trinkets and wonders I have here in my pack. For the smallest of costs, I'll tell you. Barely a trifle.
I respond with a Fane response. Had you eyes, they would have lit up. Has he artifacts from the ancients?
Oh yes, that I do. Some older than even this isle upon which we stand. Trinkets from ancient humans, relics from fossilized dwarves, and what have you.
Oh, I slump a little. I thought he meant something else.
What? You expect me to be carting Maxo's own staff around?
Lean in close. I was hoping for something a little bit more eternal.
He stares at you silently for a long moment, then gathers his cloak tighter around himself.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. Not even a little bit.
The trinkets, he, Oh no. I used the undead response. Ask him how he has survived out here without masking himself.
Zalaskar chuckles unpleasantly.
For those with a strong enough will, there is always a way.
Okay, so the trinkets he mentioned sound intriguing. Inquire as to what he has to sell.
I only stock the best baubles, the choicest curios. Take a look. Precious wares, are they not?
Ooh. Get my bags of this useless stuff. I ask him who he is.
With a horrific rasp of bone scraping against bone, he bows low before you.
Call me Zalaskar. Naught else concerning me is yours to ask. My business is my own, and none of it yours.
I look around. What is there to be scared of around here?
You look like one to know already. The source in you. I can smell it, I can feel it clinging to every dusty bone of your cadaver. There's ones like you close by. The Seekers. I came here with them, but Magisters sank their ship.
Ask him about the Seekers. What are they?
Sorcerers, like yourself. Seek them out, and you might find what it is that they seek.
Where can I find the Seekers?
The ones that live still? Cowering in some shrine in the depths of the swamp, twiddling their bleeding thumbs. If you're lucky, maybe you'll find them before something else finds you.
Ask him how he plans to leave the island now.
He spits something dark and viscous onto the earth. You notice the little horror wriggling deep into the soil.
If the little Seekers manage to steal the Magister's ship, the Lady Vengeance, maybe I'll find a way on board. Worry not about me. I have my methods. Worry for your own self.
Alright, so I am gonna go cause some trouble in Fort Joy. Because there's all those monks I need money for, and I want that axe that he has to sell. And to get that, I need to cause some trouble.
Ought to keep well out of sight of the Magisters.
Large Divine Order key.
Not really. Violent, sure, but we can deal with them. We can. Pretty soon we'll lick them, same as we did the Black Queen.
Wasn't any way for that. You should lick them, and it should kill them. Come on. I'd sooner take 100 drinks a month.
Come, see those fellas was mad as their master.
And his beasts from God's nowhere, right?
Not really. Violent, sure, but we can deal with them. We can. Pretty soon we'll lick them, same as we did the Black Queen.
Wait for that. You should kill them.
Did you expect a needle?
And his beasts from God's nowhere, right?
Not really. Violent, sure, but we can deal with them.
Say,
Found 2 books.
Pretty soon we'll lick them, same
Oh, I keep forgetting that I got another belt. So I'll put that on. I'm gonna put this on him. Give him the regular belt.
I'd
Alright, so what does... Wait, where'd the books go? There's one. The author delights in regaling you with long, tedious tales of skinning and tanning the hides of various animals. The animals seem less delighted. The practical skills seem to be gleaned as few but valuable. For the rest, that is time you'll never get back, for this would tan the author's own hide. I learned to make scraps. Should have been one more book. Here it is. The Art of Destruction. This dry-as-dust military training book details the underappreciated field of weapon infusions. Deep within the staccato-like prose, you find useful methods for infusing weapons with the elements of fire. Perhaps more could be gleaned from this tome, but you'd be hard-pressed to keep your eyes open long enough. H. Oh, yeah. I learned to make, like, flaming axes and stuff. It takes the barrel of any source, oil source. So if I had an oil barrel, it'd let me do it. That's funny.
Not really. Violent, sure, but we can deal with it.
Do you say that?
We can. Pretty soon we'll lick 'em, same as we did the Black
Sully
Room.
Divine's name with this place.
Wasn't any we bad. Lucian.
I'm ready. Subdue them and make sure Cork doesn't leave.
Gotta wait for the oil patch to go away. I gotta get her all the way over there so I can heal that guy. Oh, I didn't get rid of all of it? Lame. Yes, heal yourself, guy. No, don't do that. Yes, miss. No, don't move away from me.
I'm ready.
Heal.
Prepare yourself.
By Lucian's swords, these magisters are madmen. Are you all right?
I assure him there's nothing to worry about. I'm quite alright.
I'm glad to hear it. It was good to have you on my side. We showed those maniacs what's what, eh?
He pauses a moment to wipe a thick mixture of sweat and blood from his brow before continuing.
I still can't believe they had the gall to attack me. It's high treason to go after a paladin like that. We're Divine Order, gods damn it. Our superiors will be very interested to hear this.
Ask him who he tends to tell.
Our Grand Master, for one. Lord Ken would never stand for this kind of nonsense. The thing is, people on the mainland don't know what goes on here. Never would have believed it myself until I saw it with my own eyes. But we've stood about talking long enough. And this place is no roadside tavern. It's certain death if we keep lingering.
Ask him where he'll go.
First things first. I need to get the lay of the land inside Fort Joy. I was sent here to make an official report on what exactly goes on here. I don't intend to run away now.
You should make a report that you're currently on fire.
After that, though, and without the Magister's help, there's nowhere to go but the hollow marshes. They say they're haunted, but I don't believe in bogeymen. I was once told there's an old harbour on the far side of the island, and where there's a harbour, there may be a boat. I must be off, and so should you. Best of luck to you. You deserve better than this place.
This again?
Cool. Cool. Give me a second as I take everything that isn't nailed down. Let's pick this lock. There's nothing in there.